RoboCop. Just saying the name is enough to make anyone nostalgic and maybe a little suspicious about how much justice a robot in a suit can dish out. The RoboCop Rogue City Collection bundles the base game with the unfinished business DLC and adds a few updates on top. But the real question is whether it delivers a solid experience or just feels like a fancy repackage. Starting with gameplay, RoboCop moves like a tank in a suit of bulletproof armor, which technically he is. Combat is straightforward: aim, shoot, and upgrade your Auto 9. The controls are responsive whether using a controller or keyboard, and the upgrade system actually makes you feel a little more RoboCop with every mission. Enemies range from simple street thugs to heavily armed cyborgs and flying drones that make you pause and consider whether running straight in like a hero is actually a good idea. Spoiler, it usually isn't. Timing, positioning, and knowing when to use cover are essential, and the game does a good job of keeping combat tense without ever feeling unfair. The unfinished business DLC adds extra flavor to the base game. It throws players into the Omni Tower with enemies that are more dangerous and unpredictable. Jetpack-equipped goons, katana-swinging cyborgs, and turrets that can ruin a perfectly timed entrance in a split second. New weapons like the cryo cannon let you freeze groups of enemies before finishing them off, which adds a fun tactical layer to what could otherwise be just another shoot and reload cycle. And of course, having Peter Weller reprising his voice as RoboCop brings a layer of authenticity that makes the DLC feel like a true continuation of the classic films. The story keeps the nostalgia alive without getting bogged down in exposition. Detroit is gritty, neon lit, and full of places where something is guaranteed to explode behind you. The narrative isn't going to win any literary awards, but it pairs well with the gameplay, and the occasional RoboCop one-liner lands perfectly. Cheesy, but satisfying in that classic 80s robotic justice kind of way. The collection also adds some noteworthy updates beyond just bundling content. The new Game Plus mode lets you replay missions with all your previously unlocked skills and upgrades, which is great for players who aren't ready to hang up their metallic helmet after a single run. The There Will Be Trouble difficulty caters to players looking for a real challenge. Basically, it's the game's way of saying, you think you're good? Prove it. Cosmetic touches like the golden Auto 9 skin won't change gameplay, but they add a little flair for completionists or anyone who likes their weaponry shiny. Additional Auto 9 chips and boards expand the upgrade system, giving more ways to feel unstoppable. On PC, technical enhancements like DLSS 4, NVIDIA Reflex, and better reflection methods make the game smoother and more responsive. On consoles, stability patches reduce soft locks, stuttering, and frustrating minor glitches. Visually, the game nails the gritty, neon-soaked aesthetic of RoboCop's Detroit. Explosions, debris, and environmental detail all come together to make the city feel alive and dangerous. It's not trying to be photorealistic, and that's a good thing. It embraces its retro-futuristic tone. Performance improvements in the collection mean smoother frame rates, less input lag, and more responsive combat. Timing shots and dodging attacks feels natural, which is critical in a game where split-second decisions often determine whether RoboCop or the bad guys walk away. Of course, the game isn't perfect. Combat can feel repetitive after long stretches, especially if you're grinding through side missions or replaying levels in New Game Plus. The story is entertaining but straightforward. Don't expect plot twists worthy of a summer blockbuster. Minor bugs may still appear on some console versions, and cosmetic additions like the Golden Auto 9 are purely optional flair. But these are small quibbles in a package that's otherwise fun, engaging, and faithful to the source material. The collection is particularly strong for new players. It delivers everything in one place: the base game, the unfinished business DLC, and a host of updates that improve performance, stability, and replayability. Returning players who already experienced the base game and DLC will appreciate the technical polish, New Game Plus, and Extra Difficulty, though the core gameplay remains the same. Essentially, the collection is a way to experience everything the game offers in the most complete and optimized form. Overall, the RoboCop Rogue City Collection is worth playing if you enjoy classic third-person shooters, RoboCop nostalgia, and a mix of tactical gunplay with some good old-fashioned explosions. It isn't flawless, but it delivers a solid experience with enough content, upgrades, and challenges to keep players engaged. For new players, it's a perfect entry point. For returning players, it's a nice refresher with improvements that make the game feel smoother and more rewarding. So, is the collection worth picking up? Yes, especially if this is the first time stepping into RoboCop Rogue City. The DLC adds variety and new challenges, the updates improve performance and stability, and the game still delivers that unmistakable RoboCop charm. It's not a perfect game, but if enforcing justice, tossing robotic one-liners, and shooting your way through a neon-drenched Detroit sounds like a good time, this collection hits the mark. Thanks for watching, and may your Auto 9 always hit its target.